Welcome back to Major Discussions, Season 2. I'm Fega Khuturetsky, and I'm here with my co-host Melinda Brancato. We have a lot of exciting things to get into today.
I can't wait to introduce our guest for tonight, Benjamin Coddington. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
We're glad to have you.
We have a lot of exciting things tonight, not only with Ben, but with our set. We've got a lot of pictures, old guests from our show, different crew shots. We've got some lovely mugs that we're given to each other. If you like jazz, we'll get into that too.
Beautiful bouquet.
Yes. But for now, let's get into Ben. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, I'm a cinema and screen studies major. I am also a music major focusing on performance. It's my last semester here at SUNY Oswego. It's been great. I grew up in a really, really small town called Tioga. I had a graduating class of about 60 people. It was interesting. It was fun. And yeah, I just tell people I'm in between Binghamton and Ithaca because nobody knows where Tioga is, but yeah, that's pretty much it.
Awesome. So, any siblings, pets like that?
Yeah, I have a brother. I have an older brother named Jake, and I have two hound dogs named Gus and Buck.
Oh, wow. Buck and Gus are so cute. You've mentioned them to us in the past, and I know that you're obsessed. So I'd love to hear more about them.
So Gus is about 2 years old. He's a training walker coonhound. He is always full of energy. He's absolutely awesome, and he's always doing something. He's always grabbing something off the counter. He's always grabbing something out of the laundry basket, and he always wants to play. And he's just one of those dogs where it's like if he wants to play, then you drop what you're doing. It doesn't matter if the world's coming to an end. You got to do something.
What kind of breed is he?
He is a training walker coonhound. He's about 75% training walker and then 25% American foxhound.
Wow. And then what about Buck?
Buck is older than Gus. I think he's about 7. He's a mix of a bunch of different stuff, but he's mainly a beagle. He's a big beagle. We call him the biggest beagle in the land at home. He's a sweetheart. He's a therapy dog. He's got all the obedience, advanced obedience, good citizen. He's registered therapy animal, and we even have him registered as like a read dog. So we would bring him to school sometimes, and little kids would read to him, and they'd be like, Buck, paw, and he would just put his paw in the book and be like,
that's adorable.
And he's so good with people, and he's really great.
And the interaction together.
Buck kind of just tolerates Gus. Gus is the little brother. He's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? It's like poking the bear 24 hours a day.
Totally understandable. I don't think I've met somebody more invested in their pets than you. They got to be really good boys. But they have to be one of your motivators when you start to get some things done. But besides the dogs, do you have anybody else that has really played a role in your life?
Yeah, there's a lot of people in my life. My parents keep me going. They do so much for me. They've given the world to me, and I can't tell them how much I appreciate that. And I also have, my friends here. It's competitive, especially in the music department, and it's really good. It's a good motivator. It's a good way to be like, hey, I gotta keep up with whoever else, and I gotta keep doing what I'm doing. And also my professors here really, really push me. It's kind of like, hey Ben, can you have this by tomorrow? And it's like, yep. That's how it is, and it's awesome. And I've learned so much about, music as a whole, having a work ethic, and growing as a human being, a musician, a student, all at once. And it's been great. Rob Aller. It's raining pictures.
It appears our new set is starting to crumble a little bit.
No, it's just raining decorations.
It's cool. Excuse us. You were saying.
Yeah, no. Rob Waller, Trevor Jorgensen, Eric Schmitz, Bennett Shaber, Josh Adams, Amy Shore. Those are all really, really influential professors I've had around here. So Rob is my piano mentor. I spend most of my time with professors with him. I TA his music theory class. I do piano lessons with him. I've given piano lessons to his daughter. He references me to other people. most of my piano gigs, I accompany choirs. I, give lessons to other people. Everything I've done, he's referenced me. He's been like, Ben should do this. Ben should play in the opera. Ben should accompany the choir, and I really appreciate that. Other people, Eric Schmitz, also like really got me into jazz, hence the jazz mug, which we'll get into a little bit more later. And Trevor Jorgensen is amazing too. I've taken conducting lessons with him right now, and it's really fun. And yeah, and my film professors are amazing too. I just finished my thesis, and Josh Adams and Amy Shore and Bennett Shaver were really helpful, shaping my ideas, giving me resources. It was a really fun time. I'm really grateful with the professors.
Wow. Since you're a senior here at Oswego, is there any advice that you wish someone would have given you that maybe you'd share for future students?
Just enjoy it. It's fun. Just enjoy the time you have, because it goes by so fast, and make the best of it.
For you especially, because
Yeah.
I know you're young. You're graduating early.
I'm 20. I'm graduating in the spring. This is my 6th semester of college, but yeah, it's fun.
That's quite an achievement.
Yeah. So, I mean, I know you mentioned obviously taking advantage of the moment and enjoying yourself, but prior to this, we've had a couple conversations about reaching out and having resources, whether it be with teachers and whatnot. For those of you watching at home, we are fortunate enough to be collaborating with Career Services. You can catch Mary's weekly advice on Wednesdays for Reels for advice there on our Instagram page, major_discussions. But despite that, you guys at home should stick around because we have more coming up ahead. Hey, Saccone, can you?
Good evening and welcome to WTOP 10 Nightly News.
For the governor race with a strong lead, former Governor Andrew Cuomo is...
Barlow announced the completion of a large building mural in downtown Oswego.
The renovations on the Hewitt Union Building, turning it into the new Hewitt Hall.
And as we move into tomorrow, that rain is going to be in our area.
Moving to the Diamond now, as Sweet Caroline got a lot sweeter last night.
Life's taught me a lot, and I'm ready for more.
Well, you're not the typical kind of candidate that I hire. But you are exactly what I'm looking for.
Your company could be missing out on the candidates it needs most. Learn how to find a great pool of untapped talent at gradsoflife.org.
We've been marinating chicken in all sorts of liquids for 24 hours. These are vitamins and minerals and things that you need, nutrients. The chicken speedy is a staple of our culture.
Welcome back to Major Discussions. I'm Faye, and Melinda and I are here with our guest Ben. We're going to get right back into it. All right, so honing more into where and how you are as a student and professionally. How did you get your start as a pianist? I know I already mentioned your love of piano, and we'll continue to discuss that, but what is the path that led you there?
I started practicing when I was around 4 or 5, and it was just, like really basic stuff, and then, just get more and more advanced. And then my junior year of high school, I really started to get into it. It's when I started to practice, more than, 10 minutes a day, and it was like an hour a day, and I enjoyed it. It wasn't like, oh, mom's telling me I should practice. It was like, I enjoy doing this. This is something I love doing. And then it got to the point where it's like, I have to do this. This is like part of me. This is part of who I am and what I'm doing. And it got really personal, and I love it.
And what gave you that push in order to decide that you actually wanted to study it?
Kind of just, I mean, life and things happening and finding a way to work around that and work with it and finding a vessel to kind of push yourself through, push your emotions through, and it's...
But when you got to college, I mean, we know that you started out as a cinema and screen studies major, and you've managed to keep that, but what kind of, all that background, is that what kind of really drove you?
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to study film for a while, and then I also just, and still wanting to study film, I also just wanted to do something with piano, so I just said, okay, cool, I'll be a double major. That's another thing I love about Oswego, is they're like, yeah, you can just do that. You can just be a double arts major, and no issues. So it's really fun, and like I said, it was really, I mean, I had, you know, maybe a few extra credits here and there with semesters, but it was never anything like super crazy, and I'm really grateful that I could study two completely different arts and be able to develop myself in both of them.
That's awesome. So, with you now being a senior, you've had to have a lot of memories here on campus at Oswego. Do you have a favorite one that you want to talk about?
Well, I got no idea. I'll tell you about my favorite performance.
Yeah.
I'm in a jazz small group, and we were asked to play during, this was actually when President Stanley, it was her last like big event with the Hewitt groundbreaking, and they wanted a jazz band to play for them. And they're like, cool, you know, I was in a small group with people, and they're like, cool, let's get the guys together. And it was awesome. It was really fun. It was a really cool time, and there were so many like professional, like amazing people. Like we played for SUNY Chancellor, SUNY President, all of these incredible people, and like, you know, heads of departments and scholarship donors and just people who've done amazing things in the community. And it's like, wow, like we get to play for them, and it's like they get to hear us too, which is a cool thing. It's like, wow.
That's incredible.
Wow.
So you have grad school coming up now.
Yeah.
Now that you're going to be exiting Oswego, what have you been kind of thinking of in regards to that?
Yeah, I'm going to Five Towns College as a Master's of Music and Performance. It's a year-long program. It's on Long Island, and I'm concentrating on jazz and commercial music. It's just something I want to do. I mean, I love classical, but it's not where I think my path lies. It's something I definitely want to keep, but I think commercial and jazz music is something I really like. And I want to kind of turn that commercial and jazz music into the commercial field by doing something, being a session musician. That's like, you know, I want to work in a studio with people, and people come up to me and say, hey, you know, I need a pianist on this record. I have this cool idea, but I need some keys. It's like, yeah, I want to be that person who can do that. And I want to be, you know, I want to have the ability to do that in commercial jazz and, you know, any kind of field that I wish, and that's the goal.
That's awesome and absolutely incredible. So, with you talking about what you have ahead in career and what you have within everything else that's going on, approaching, are you just, with your career, are you excited to be like a performer? Are you going to incorporate your cinema within your career? I mean,
yeah, cinema is very, like, it's affected my musical career a lot because it's a different way to think about an art. Like, if you just do one, like, yes, obviously people should just, like, you should focus on, like, one thing you love and just do that. It's also kind of nice to have something else, and that something else is film, and it just thinking about art in a different way that's expressed through, you know, film and images and imagery and all that versus just music and audio, it really helps amplify other things. Like, one of my favorite movies is La La Land, and it's a beautiful mix of film and music, and it's a really good way to look at music through a different lens, no pun intended.
Right. Speaking of favorites, one last thing before we go, I of course have to ask, what's your favorite song and favorite piece of film?
I have no idea what my favorite song is. I mean, right now I'd probably say maybe something like Rhapsody in Blue. It's just big, it's grand, it's a cool mix of everything. My favorite movie is Forrest Gump. It's been my favorite movie since I was 7 years old, and I just love it.
That's awesome. So up next, we have a lot coming up. After the break, we actually have a very special thing, so stay tuned.
This job looks perfect. It says you need a high school diploma. You've got one of those, right?
Skip the drama. Get your diploma.
I got that.
Find free adult education classes at finishyourdiploma.org.
Major Discussions is the new show that explores the stories of students right here on campus. I personally came here to SUNY Oswego for the broadcasting program because I love to hear people's stories and to do work just like this.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm super excited for you guys to see what we have for you now. What you're about to see is Ben's rendition of Blackbird from the Beatles. Roll it.
We're inside of the video.
Wow.
That was awesome.
Thank you.
That was beautiful. You should really be proud.
Thank you.
Yes, I really enjoyed that, and filming that was really fun.
Thank you.
And don't go anywhere. When we come back, there will be a lot more fun after this short break.
Athletics. Aaron, there were 6 big points. This is the one you've been waiting for. This group has never beaten Cortland.
Getting started with some men's soccer as the Lakers had 2 conference matchups for
Half of the Lakers' goals this entire season.
Offense is key. You talked all about scoring goals.
Welcome to Understood.org, a free online resource for parents of kids with learning and attention issues, with personalized recommendations, tools, and daily access to experts to help your child thrive. Understood.org, because understanding is everything.
Welcome back. As always, I'm Melinda, here with Faye, and our major guest for this week, Ben.
For today's game, we have Crossfire. Mel, I know that this is a favorite for you. I love it too. Honestly, my random thoughts always surprise me. I have no idea what we're going to say. The concept of this game is essentially rapid-fire questions. As we go around the table pulling questions that we do not know, we'll answer them with the first thing that comes to mind. So, let's get started. How about our guest pulls the first card?
Okay.
Favorite social media? I'm going to say Instagram.
Good choice. I love Instagram, man. All right, so coming this way. Worst nickname that I have, Smelly Melly. Thank you a lot, Kayla. I appreciate that. That's great.
First word that comes to mind when you think of the color orange. Oranges!
Look at Vega redeeming herself from last season.
Yes, that was extremely embarrassing. Thank you for everyone who blew up my phone afterwards, being like, fire trucks aren't orange.
Cats or dogs? Come on, dogs.
All right, for me, early bird or night owl? I'm going to say night owl. I have a very unhealthy sleeping schedule. It's not good. I'm doing okay, though.
Do I believe in ghosts? Yeah. I'll leave it at that.
If I had to be an animal, what would it be? I would be a panda.
Panda? Why a panda?
Because pandas are big and warm and cuddly.
You know what? It's a really good option.
Why would you be a dog?
Because, I mean, dogs are amazing, but like, I would personally want to be a panda.
Fine, fair enough.
Pandas, they're so fuzzy and fluffy.
Am I extroverted or introverted? I'll let you guys answer.
Nice. What did I want to be as a kid? A bioethics lawyer.
What?
Yes.
What kid dreams and goes, yeah, Mom and Dad, I want to be a bioethics lawyer?
Ask my 10th grade, my 10-year-old self. Wanted to be a bioethics lawyer.
I wanted to be an art teacher. That was what my thing was.
Weirdest combination of food I've eaten? Oh, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. That's not even weird. I have like chicken tenders and mashed potatoes. People in elementary school thought that was weird, but that's like a mash bowl.
I know a woman, I wait on her at work, and she has a bologna sandwich with cheese and then peanut butter and jelly in one.
Oh.
Anyway.
Oh, interesting.
Advice to myself 10 years ago. Breathe. just chill out, man. You're fine. You're fine.
Alrighty. I'm stuck on an island. What 3 items do we bring?
I know Ben's answer.
I'm gonna bring a knife. I'm gonna bring a tank of fresh water, and I'm gonna bring a solar-powered flashlight.
I feel like we have to point this out. There's an interest form you can fill out on our Instagram page, major_discussions, if you want to be on our show next season. This man answered that question and said a piano tuning fork, and then super glue for when the keys fall off.
Yes, we have fun questions.
Have I ever stolen anything? No.
For legal reasons?
Not to my recollection.
The cringiest year. I've gone over this before. 7th grade. I'll post a picture later for you guys to see if you follow the page, major_discussions on Instagram.
If you could live in another time, when would it be? Oh, Lord. Future. The future.
The future?
The future. I don't even know how far in the future, just the future.
First thing I notice about someone when I meet them, it's their tone and the way they talk. So I'm like, is this person nice? Is this person not nice?
I feel like tone is just you're a music man. That's, of course, it's tone.
That makes sense. Yeah, of course, tone. That's our show, folks. We hope you had as much fun as we did. Thanks so much to Ben for joining us here tonight.
You can follow our Instagram page, major_discussions, for behind-the-scenes looks and more fun questions throughout the week.
Tune in next week at 9:30 for more major discussions.
We've been marinating chicken in all sorts of liquids for 24 hours. These are vitamins and minerals and things that you need, nutrients. The chicken speedy is a staple of our culture.
Of all the things you've done with your bike, donating it to Goodwill may be the most incredible of all. Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs.
Good evening and welcome to WTOP 10 Nightly News.
For the governor race with a strong lead, former Governor Andrew Cuomo is...
Barlow announced the completion of a large building mural in downtown Oswego.
The renovations on the Hewitt Union building, turning it into the new Hewitt Hall.
And as we move into tomorrow, that rain is going to be in our area.
Moving to the Diamond now, as Sweet Caroline got a lot sweeter last night. The